Hey, how long has it been? It's been way too long. Well, I tell you what, hay season is over, and I got a lot of things in the cooker, and one of which is, I think most of you knew that I was kind of redoing or finishing my basement. I did most of this in February, so now we're gonna start laying down this pergo flooring. And I've got oak and we've been doing a lot of work that it's like staining doors. There's woodwork in there that's stained. Yesterday we stained this window finally after 22 years, 23 years. So we got it ready to varnish. We're gonna stain the edge of this door today. But that just gives you an idea of some of the things that we've been doing. Been really busy. Just forget about the camera, as I've always said, but got a couple things that I'm going to share with you that I had an interest in buying. One is going to be this Drill Doctor 750. I have a crap ton of drill bits, and well, right there. And every time I want to use one, usually you use almost the same sizes all the time. It's just 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch. It's just, so I'm gonna do a video on that, what I think of that, how you set it up and stuff. For the first timer, because I was a first timer. But today I'm going to do a video on this what do they call it, All-American sharpener. I think they give you a little bit of instructions. It comes with, so my model is 5005, and the reason I have a 5005, which is right there, is I wanted to be able to do all sorts of angles, and I kind of thought I was starting to set it up, and I'm like, you know what, this would be a great video to share with you folks. The basic start, what I'm going to use mine for, let me see if I can move the light around here a little better. What I'm going to use mine for is, mine's going to be basically hooked to a vise like that. So they give you this little angle clamp with 2 Allen wrench bolts, and this is threaded. So you can put this on this side, or you can put it however it's going to work for you. They're not specific about it. I put it on this side, screwed it in so I can stick it in the vise. This here is a handle. Woo! So you loosen it, and as you can see, you basically, they say to, you put your blade in there, kind of center it, and you screw this snug, not tight. All it is these threads are holding that in there. Does a pretty good job. You have your arm. This is, when I first got it, I was like, well, now how is this going to work? Because they give you this arm, and well, this has a hole in the end of this bolt, and that. And then you put your grinder. They give you 4 different pins that can fit your grinder. And you take your handle, if you have a handle, you take it off. It needs to go on the right side. You screw it in hand tight, put the nut down on it. Now I have not used this yet, so you guys are going to see me for the first time with this thing. We're going to learn together here. So you put that nut on there. They say not to over tighten it, but it needs to be snugged up. So we're just going to snug it up. And what is that this ends up, that pin slides into the hole of that bolt, and it just sits there, so you can just let it dangle. Now when I sharpen, I use a think they call that integrating wheel. Like you can integrate metal, you know, it doesn't take off a lot, but I've learned that I like that to sharpen a blade. So on the back side here, let me move my stool. On the back side here, you'll see a bunch of numbers. And those can all differentiate between the angle of your blade here. So this is a brand new Stein's blade for my Cub Cadet, and it's dull. So I thought, you know, I'm gonna this what a better choice than to use a nice brand new blade and sharpen, get the paint off of it. So we've put this in, we've adjusted our blade here, I think to 35 is what we're going to try. I have really no idea how I suppose you could bring your grinder up and set it. To me, it looks like it could be more like a 30. So there is a knob down here. You loosen that and that moves this. So then we're going to set this at about 30. And there's a kind of a little bit of, they call it like a little ball bearing type. So when it kind of clicks, but you can go in between if you wanted to. It's not real. So we're going to try that. So this is how it works. It's on a pivot arm. Supposing with everything locked into place, this sets your grind right to the deal. Now, I noticed that this part right here seems to be it's not quite there. So we're going to loosen that little knob again. And we're going to go to 40. This is a mulching blade, so we'll see. Whoops. It's not bad. So the whole idea of doing this, of course, I'm doing it in my basement. I probably want to do this out in my shed, but is it gives you a perfect grinding angle each and every time. So we're going to give that another couple passes. To be honest with you, I think I could even go 45 is about the most you can get out of it. So there you go. That gives it a nice, now I noticed that this blade, I don't know how accurate they were, but what I'm probably going to end up doing is, because I'm still missing some paint here, we really don't know that we assume that these were machined, but I'm going to take this out to the shed and I'm going to go over this until I get rid of the paint, which means and you're not grinding down a lot using one of these feather blades. And I'm going to do that on all the sides of these blades until I get the 45, which is what I want on it. Not bad. It's a pretty good tool. What I like is that you get the same motion. You know, I've always sharpened just with a grinder, sharpened by hand, but I thought this would come in handy. Now, I don't know what... I just bought a pair for my Zero, some blades, And these are just a conventional blade. I believe that this is a mulching type blade because of this lift, whereas I believe this, even though it has a little bit of a, well, I really don't know. It really doesn't say. It really doesn't say what the lift is on this. Well, maybe it does here on the back. It says, well, blades are patented, whatever that's supposed to mean. But anywho, so when you look at these side by side, it appear to have about the same type of an angle on it, maybe a little less. Hard to tell. So anyway, whatever blade you desire, and I'm guessing, I would guess that the what do you want to call it? A sharper blade, which is what this would have on it, would give you, would that give you a higher, grass would flow up higher because of that, I'm guessing. Anyway, we're not here to discuss that, but anyway, so not bad, not a bad little unit. Like I said, it's in the basement. I would like to use it outside and see how I get it going. I'd like to use it out in the shed and see and grind this until I get the paint off of it. Which, if you get a new blade, you want to do that anyway, because the paint, I mean, they paint the crap out of these, and literally there is no sharp edge. You really, if I ran my finger down this now, I'd cut myself. That's just with 3 passes. So yeah, you know what? I'd recommend it. They call it 5005 Generation 2. I think it's well worth it. For me, I want to have a true angle. That's something I have never ever, and don't get me wrong, I've been able to sharpen fine the way I was doing it, but this gives you the true angle all the time instead of one way or the other. And of course, after you're done, then you want to balance them out. So anyway, I thought you guys get a kick out of that. Yeah, they have model 5000, I think 5002 and 5005. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So anyway, there you go, guys. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later.